I'm Vanessa. Standing in the middle of the banquet hall, the air thick with tension, I hear the voice behind the door whisper my name again. This time, it's Dad's voice, steadier, like a man who has finally found his courage after a long battle. He steps through the doorway, and as his eyes fall on Mom and my sister, their faces pale and full of panic, he gives me the faintest nod. "It's over," he says, his voice rough with emotion. I look down at my phone, still in my hand, the video of their cruelty about to be unleashed to the world. The memory of what led to this moment floods back, a story of family betrayal, humiliation, and finally, the courage to stand up. It all started at my father's 60th birthday dinner. The banquet hall was filled with around 200 guests, a celebration that was supposed to be a joyous occasion. My daughter, Lily, who is just 13 years old, was full of life and excitement. But my sister, Rachel, has always been jealous of me and my family. She has a sharp tongue and a mean streak that she can't seem to control. As we were all sitting at the table, enjoying the meal, Lily said something that must have rubbed Rachel the wrong way. In a fit of rage, Rachel stood up and slapped Lily right across the face in front of everyone. The sound of the slap echoed through the hall, and it felt like a gunshot to my heart. Lily stood there, frozen in shock, her face turning bright red. Her eyes welled up with tears, and she looked at me, silently asking for help. Before I could even react, my mother, Helen, who has always favored Rachel, leaned forward from her seat. With a cruel smirk on her face, she sipped her champagne and said, "Well, she needed to learn some respect." My heart stopped. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could they treat my daughter like this? I felt my knees go weak, but I stood my ground. And then, fate took a turn for the worse. I heard a quiet pop from the speaker system behind me. I turned around, a flash of panic in my chest, and realized that I had left the microphone live, pinned to my dress. The whole room had heard every word: Rachel's ugly laughter, Mom's cold approval. Gasps rippled through the guests. Some people put down their plates and shook their heads in disbelief. Rachel's face went pale, and Mom's eyes darted around wildly. I stepped forward, my voice steady. "Everyone heard you," I said, my eyes locked on them. "Every disgusting word." Rachel opened her mouth, but no sound came out. Mom tried to force a smile, but it was too late. Something inside me snapped. Years of putting up with their insults, of protecting Lily from their poison, it all came to an end right then and there. I took Lily's hand, squeezed it, and whispered, "I'm sorry, baby. You'll never stand alone again." Then I turned back to them. "You want to teach shame? Fine. I'll teach you what real shame looks like." Just then, I heard my husband, Ryan, whisper my name from behind the door. He had been in the back kitchen, setting up the cake. He stepped into the chaos, his eyes wide as he took in the scene. "What happened?" he asked, looking between Rachel, the mom, and Lily, whose eyes were still red from the shock. I felt the tears threatening to fall, but I refused to let them. "They hit Lily," I spat, my voice sharper than I'd ever heard it. "And they called us worthless." Everyone heard. Ryan's face darkened. He went straight to Lily and knelt down. "Are you okay, sweetheart?" he asked, his voice soft. Lily nodded, even though she was still shaking. Then Ryan turned to Rachel. "What the hell is wrong with you?" he roared. The entire hall fell silent. Rachel tried to wave him off. She was being mouthy. She deserved it. Ryan laughed, an ugly, disbelieving laugh. "You think you can lay a hand on my child in public and then call her worthless?" Mom tried to interrupt. "Ryan, please. Let's not ruin the party." "Ruin the party?" I cut her off, my rage boiling over. "You think this is about a party? You just stood there and cheered while my daughter was slapped." Mom's face pinched. She needed to learn respect. I felt my chest tighten. No. She needed love. But I forgot, you never gave me any, so why would you show her? Just then, an old family friend, Mr. Thompson, shook his head and muttered, "Monsters. Absolute monsters." Rachel shot him a dirty look, but she couldn't argue. I stepped closer to them. "Listen very carefully," I said. "You think you can bully me or my child? You think you can humiliate us in front of the entire family? Wrong. You have no idea what I'm capable of." Rachel snorted. "Oh, please. What? Are you going to throw a tantrum?" I smiled, ice cold. "No. I'm going to make you wish you'd never been born." And then, I heard Dad's voice from behind the door. He stepped out, leaning on his cane, his face ashen. The crowd fell into a stunned silence. He looked at Rachel, then at Mom, and then at me. His eyes were full of regret. "What did you say to my granddaughter?" he asked, his voice cracking. Mom tried to recover. "Oh, Richard, it was nothing." "Nothing?" Dad's voice boomed. I heard it. We all heard it. Rachel folded her arms, defiant. "She was being disrespectful, Dad. She." "Enough." Dad snapped, his cane hitting the floor. "You laid hands on a child, my grandchild, and you humiliated your sister in front of everyone." Rachel's mouth opened and closed like a fish out of water. Mom stepped in. "Richard, don't let her twist you around. You know Vanessa always plays the victim." I felt a snarl rise in my throat. "The victim? You raised me to believe I wasn't even worth love, Mom. You called my daughter worthless." "Worthless?" Mom's smirk faltered, but she tried to hold it. "It was just discipline." Dad shook his head, his shoulders sagging. "This is my party, Helen. And you've made a fool of me, of our family." Mom scoffed. "Oh, Richard, grow up." But something had snapped in Dad too. "No. You grow up," he hissed. "You always put your pride before your children. I'm done letting you poison my family." I felt the room shift. Guests leaned forward, trying to process what was happening. Dad turned to me, his eyes softening. "Vanessa, sweetheart, I'm sorry. I should have seen it sooner. I should have protected you." It was like hearing an apology I'd waited my whole life for. I almost collapsed right there. Just then, my cousin, Jake, who had been hiding near the catering table, half drunk and wide-eyed, stepped forward with his phone in hand. I recorded everything," he stammered. Rachel's face went completely white. "You what?" Jake swallowed hard. "I had my phone rolling the whole time, to get a clip of the birthday toast for Instagram, but it caught all of it." Mom's voice cracked. "Delete it. Now." Jake shook his head. "No, Aunt Helen. People should know what you two did. Lily is a kid. You humiliated her." Rachel lunged at him, trying to grab the phone, but I stepped in front, shielding Jake. "Try it," I dared her. "Lay another hand on someone tonight. Go ahead." She froze, her eyes full of rage. I turned to Jake. "Send me that video." He nodded and pressed a few buttons. Moments later, my phone pinged. I stared at the phone, at the trembling faces of Mom and Rachel, and I felt a power I'd never felt before. "I'm going to end them," I said, calm as ice. Mom hissed. "Don't you dare ruin our reputation." I laughed, a hollow, dangerous sound. "You ruined yourselves. I'm just letting the world see it." Rachel glared at me. "Vanessa, you wouldn't dare." I stepped forward, so close I could see the tiny lines in her makeup. "Try me." Lily, still clinging to Ryan, looked at me with wide eyes. "Mom, are you really going to post it?" I knelt down to her level, brushing a tear from her cheek. "No one ever gets to make you feel small again, baby. No one." Then I stood up, squared my shoulders, and looked directly at Mom. For years you taught me shame. For years you taught me fear. Now, you're going to learn what it feels like. Mom shook her head, her voice cracking. You'll regret this, Vanessa. No, I told her, my voice ringing with finality. You will. Just then, my brother, Tom, who had flown in from New York, late to the party, stepped into the doorway. He looked from my face to Lily's tear-streaked cheeks, then to Mom and Rachel, who were practically vibrating with panic. What the hell happened? He asked, his voice sharp. Rachel shot him a desperate look. Tom, she's trying to destroy us. Tom raised a brow. Destroy you? Why? I took a deep breath. Because they slapped Lily, called her worthless, and Mom said she deserved it. And everyone heard it on the mic. Tom's eyes hardened instantly. You hit a child, he barked at Rachel. She tried to look indignant. She was mouthing off. Tom cut her off. She's a kid, Rachel. And you, Mom, seriously? After everything you put Vanessa through growing up? Mom tried to wave him off. Tom, stay out of it. Tom laughed, raw and bitter. Oh, I am all the way in this time, Mom. Rachel glared at me. What? You think you're some kind of hero, Vanessa? Broadcasting our dirty laundry. I crossed my arms. If it cleans out the rot, absolutely. Ryan stepped forward, putting a comforting hand on my back. We're done letting you shame this family into submission. The entire hall was still. Guests whispered to each other, their eyes darting. No one could believe what was happening. Lily sniffled. Mom, can we go home? My heart ached for her. Soon, baby, I said, smoothing her hair gently. Then I turned back to face the crowd. Everyone who witnessed this, I want you to remember, no child deserves to be treated like this, ever. Rachel's eyes burned with hate, but Tom stepped in front of me, protective and unyielding. Vanessa, I'm with you. Whatever you need. I'm not letting them rewrite this. A tear finally escaped, one I'd been holding back for far too long. Thank you, Tom, I whispered. Rachel sputtered. You're choosing her over us? Tom didn't hesitate. Every damn time. The tension in the room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. And now, as Dad gives me that nod, I take a deep breath. I open my phone, load the video Jake sent, and tap send to every contact on our family's group chat, with a simple message, see how they treat a child. Mom gasps, as if she's been punched. Rachel's face loses all color. The guests start checking their phones as notifications buzz through the hall. Their eyes widen in shock and disgust. I look back at Lily, and I see that she's finally starting to breathe easier. Outside, the fireworks start cracking the sky, the birthday celebration continuing in the distance, as if mocking the ashes of what we've burned down. But I smile, holding Lily close, knowing that from these ashes, we'll build something honest. And I know that I'll never let anyone make us feel small again.